All right, guys, welcome back to Frankbrox Art. I'll just make sure everything was working. I am Brian Broxton, and sorry for the darkness and everything. It's morning. I had to get this, sorry, got a little dry throat. Had to get this video out. Thank you for subscribing. I'm so stoked for this year. After this week, everything should be back to normal. Videos every day if I can, but today we're drawing Cyclops. Let's get into it. Yeah, but it's early in the morning. Okay. All right, let's do this. All right, guys, welcome back. Now we're getting started, with our illustration, but I always like to add a little information about these characters that I draw. So today I'm drawing Cyclops, one of the most important and honestly most understood characters in the X-Men universe. People see like the visor and think, oh yeah, laser eyes guy, but Cyclops is way more than that. Now, Cyclops' real name is Scott Summers. He's one of the OGs of X-Men, in my opinion. And also, if you check the comic books out, he's like the leader of the team. Now, his optic blasts aren't heat, it's not heat vision. It's like pure concussive force powered by a punch dimension or something, basically his eyes are like portals to violence, they pretty much push things away, they're not like, they don't burn stuff up like Johnny Storm or anything, or like Superman, you got the eyes of, the heat rays or whatever. It's not like that. It more so pushes things back, so concussive or whatever. Now, without his visor or ruby quartz glasses, sorry, I still got that little cough, but without those things, he literally can't turn it off, man. It just it just goes. It just keeps going. There's no stopping it. It just blasts everywhere. So if you're in the way of that, you might want to duck or get out the way. So it's nonstop. But anyway, Cyclops isn't flashy like Wolverine. He's not like a god or anything like Storm or Jean Grey, but, as things go, he's not a bad guy. Everyone looks to Scott, for he's like the tactician, he's always 3 steps ahead. He's always willing to make the hard calls, even when he's not popular, even when, people might hate him or whatever, but, he's the guy, he's the leader. Sometimes you got to make the hard calls, that's why Professor X put him in charge, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like the movies like just totally trashed him, man, just totally did Cyclops dirty. In the comics, he's confident, sometimes ruthless, sometimes morally gray. He's not boring, but he's disciplined. Now, Cyclops is what happens when responsibility weighs more than popularity. Because Wolverine definitely didn't like him. So let's talk about design real quick. Now, his visor, iconic. The blue and yellow suit, classic hero contrast, the sharp angles, leadership, precision, control, every version of Cyclops looks structured, not like some kind of wild, whatever, unintentional, drawing or whatever. Everything has a purpose or whatever. So, when I drew this one, I kind of focus on a certain genre. Well, not genre, but I guess with Cyclops, he has several different types of costumes, but this one in particular is like my favorite. It just if he's walking around town, this is kind of like something that, in today's world you can wear, you know what I'm saying? Without looking like, why is this guy wearing his underwear on top of his pants or whatever? You don't have to deal with that. This is like a natural, casual kind of wear that you can wear out any day, every day, in fact. So this one is the one, that I kind of focused in on. And I like this costume. Maybe next time I'll draw the other one. So, anyways, now from an artist's perspective, Cyclops is fun. Strong silhouette. This guy is ripped. Clean shapes, high contrast colors, instantly recognizable. Everybody knows Cyclops, man, when they see him. So, and you can pose him calm or mid-blast, chaos. It all stands or it all reads Cyclops. He's like the perfect comic book style, sped up art perfection. He's like the perfect character to draw, in my opinion. So, as far as, his legacy or whatever, Cyclops walked so... he pretty much walked so other leaders could run, because, you had like Storm and other people, to kind of like take lead, of course, Professor X or whatever. Professor X was like the main leader or whatever, but, Cyclops, he was the one that, kind of like took the lead the majority of the time, so over the team out in the field. So, but without him, there's no modern X-Men command structure, no tactical team, no battlefield coordination. He's not loud, he's not funny, but he's definitely necessary. Now, if you enjoyed this Cyclops speed drawing, bro, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know who I should draw next, bro. Alright, more Marvel, more anime, more character design. This is Frankbrox Art, and I'll catch you later, bro. But yeah, definitely hit me up, like the stuff. I've been getting a lot of people liking, this, my illustrations and, and things are, the subscribers is moving up, I'm getting there. So I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get to 400. I don't know, I might dance or something like that, or break something. I don't know, I might go crazy. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys liking the work. Cyclops, he was awesome. I don't know what I'll draw next. Maybe I got some suggestions, maybe magic, or maybe Colossus or something, Jean Grey maybe, also Wolverine. I drew Wolverine one time, but it was like when I was a kid or whatever. I don't know, maybe I'll draw him again, but in this type of costume, the suit with the jacket and all that stuff, I like that look. So maybe I'll just continue it out. We are, in that time where, we're talking about Doomsday and Avengers and, the X-Men that they're bringing on. So I don't know. I heard Jean Grey was coming. I may draw Jean Grey next. Maybe I'll draw Jean Grey, with the outfit and everything. That would be cool. So stay tuned. Prepare yourselves. I'm coming back. All right, guys. Peace out.